Alright, so I'm Lloyd here with No Pants Productions, hanging out with Veara, who just played and did very well. I'm sorry, I misled you there. Why don't you go ahead and give your names and positions in the band?
I'm Brittany Harrell and I play drums.
And I am Bradley Rosdick and I'm the singer and vocalist, or singer and guitarist.
And remember, it's Rosdick, not
Rosdick. And it's actually Veara, not Veara.
No, it's Veara.
Veara, yeah.
Veara, okay.
We're the band of many names.
And you were named after a local venue owner.
Or local music store. There's a local music store back home called Jay's Music, and the lady that runs it, her name's Veara. And when we were growing up, she's kicked some of us out of the store, been rude to us. We started the band when we were really young, so we thought it'd be funny to name the band after her out of spite.
Right.
So.
Understandable. Very punk. You know.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about the new CD coming out?
It's going to be great. I mean, we've had these songs for, we've had these songs for a while, and we're just really ready for the world to hear them, and it's just, we're finally getting it out this year, so we're really excited about it.
Yeah, we took a lot of time off to write this record. I mean, not just because it took a while to write, but like when we're home, we have to work real jobs too. So I mean,
absolutely.
So you can't just like mess around all day because you have to work. You got to pay bills and stuff. But it took us about a year to write, and we worked super hard on it. We made sure everything was exactly the way we wanted it to be and wanted it to sound. And I mean, we couldn't be more happy with how it came out. So I'm really stoked for people to hear it.
Is that why in the last year you guys have kind of taken a break from playing so many shows? You played a lot, and you were on Warped Tour for a little small stint, and then you kind of last year took a little break, not too big, but...
The break came more so from writing the record and working jobs, but then we just got new management and a new booking agent, so that kind of puts you behind too when
absolutely.
You're transitioning. But as far as not touring from, I'd say probably about, for the very beginning of 2012 until the summer, that was because we were writing the record. We didn't want to just write something and put it out. Like, we wanted it to be the best it could be.
Absolutely, I understand
that. But then all the other time, we got a new agent and a new manager, and it, that takes some time to transfer. But we're back now, so everything's all good. The band's the #1 priority.
Yeah. Well, I know that on your... We have a 5-year-old on a scooter.
Yeah.
He's rocking out, though.
Wow, he really is.
I hope he
A
gets
danger
some
orange. Okay, well, on your last release, on your song, We Have a Body Count, you refer to a lot of past members, almost as if it's a revolving door of members coming through Veara. Veara?
Veara.
Veara.
Just Veara.
Veara, okay.
There you go. There you go.
Veara, okay. So what do you have to say about that? How do you hold tight through all of that with the random, because I know there's a lot of bands in the South, predominantly which you're a pop punk band in the South. It's hard to be that in the South. It's a lot of dirty metalcore, hardcore in the South.
A lot of heavier bands.
It's harder to be a pop band in the South. So how do you cope with this revolving door, which isn't so much anymore, hasn't been since 2007, right?
Yeah,
2008.
2008, yeah. But me, Patrick, and Brian. Me and Brian actually started the band in high school.
Right.
And it was just me, Patrick.
2003, right?
Yeah, in 2003. It was me, Patrick, and Brian predominantly. Mm-hmm. And we added some people, and then they ended up not working out. But it's always been us three. And then we met up with Brad. Well, we've known Brad for a while, yeah. I mean, we always say he saved us, and he says he saves, or we saved him, But, I mean, we really kind of came together. And, when you find that right mix of people,
it clicks.
It clicks, right? And it
absolutely.
Really has this time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, in recording your past 2 CDs, full lengths, you did it with Jeremy from A Day to Remember.
Well, we just did one. We did one with Jeremy.
Okay,
What We Left
one.
Behind.
Just one, okay.
Yeah, and Andrew Wade was the engineer.
Yeah, Andrew Wade, yeah, from Wade Studios. What's the difference from these last release to this one's in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
You're recording in New Jersey? So what's the transition here? Just, I mean, you know, like why would you choose New Jersey? Why would you go
Well, we were, like originally we were going to try and go with back to the Lloyd studio and try to have Jeremy work on it, but you know, like A Day to Remember has their new record coming out, and it just, you know, it was, and Andrew started getting a lot of people in his studio, and you know, I mean, it's just that A Day to Remember is trying to do their thing. You know, they're a band. You know, he has to focus on, you know, they have to focus on their music.
We didn't want records to bleed into each other.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
It's like you don't want to affect their, like, you know, he's trying to write a record. And
they're trying to write a post-hardcore record, and y'all are trying to write a pop-punk record. And
well, you just don't want ideas to bleed. Like, if you never know. I mean, no matter what, you're always going to be influenced by whatever's going on around you. Even so, I mean, if I'm writing a song and I'm working with a band on a song or something, you know, it could influence me. You don't want that.
You don't want to cloud each other's visions,
right?
Pretty much. Right. You want you know, and like I said, you know, they're doing A Day to Remember, and versus being a producer, obviously his band is going to be more important than him getting producer credits. So
I understand
he's
that.
got to do the band.
I understand that entirely.
Yeah. So, you know, then we were like, well, let's weigh out our options and see what we got, and you know, we
worked out for the best.
Yeah, it worked out for the best. Yeah, we ended up hearing about Dan Corna, and he had worked on Paramore's album Riot. He was the engineer.
I think.
Yeah, he did some stuff with My Chemical Romance. He
4 Years Strong.
Yeah, 4 Years Strong, and he, as far as engineering, and then he produced the newest Pierce the Veil record.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we were.
You guys are stoked.
We were just really excited.
That's awesome.
I mean,
for real.
It was great sounding, like a lot of great sounding records and stuff, and from a lot of cool bands. So we're just
great producer too.
Yeah, he's an awesome producer. So we're just like, we want to get with this guy, man. His mixes are awesome. Like, I mean, his stuff sounds insane. Let's try to get this hooked up. And
yeah,
it worked out. So.
We hit him up, and he was just as stoked as we were. We started sending him demos because we record all our own demos. So we started sending them. Yeah, we started sending him demos before, and he was really excited about it. So when we got up there, he already had the songs in his head, and you know, was having his ideas on where to take it, and do this, and then
how to fine tune that, and bass drop here.
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm in a band. I understand that. I do.
So it worked out for the best. I mean,
not as many bass drops on this record, but
yeah.
All right. Well, okay. On What We Left Behind, your previous release, the running theme of the record was kind of like, you know, everybody in our shitty little town. I'm same situation. Everybody in a little town is, you know, doubting us, and you know, here's Veara, and you guys are doing this, and we want you to do that, and you had a lot of naysaying and a lot of just negative overall impulse, but you guys put out a very solid, in my opinion, very solid full length.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, you know, what's the transition there? How did you just develop that into between this last release to now? Is the new CD?
Does it have a theme? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm not asking that. Not
like a transition from the.
But yeah, is it more of a, hey, this is what we did as per what you doubted us for, or as like a, hey, we're doing this now?
Well, you know, like honestly, like if what I think you're saying about the like kind of like a theme thing, like we're not really, you know, lyrically we're not really like, hey, we did it, you know, F you, you know. I mean,
no, I don't.
This record
that at all. Yeah.
Actually, this record we just recently announced it. It's called "Growing Up Is Killing Me" is the name of it, and it has a lot to do, you know, being home that entire year to write that record. You know, like it kind of like. When you're gone on tour and stuff, you know, you come home and you get in and out of a lot of situations, like with all your friends around you and stuff, and you don't like see day-to-day stuff a lot. So, like a big thing of the record was just like being in the middle of those situations all the time, and just like, you know, it's kind of like going back to real life,
yeah,
in a sense, and just from being on the road for a while and then coming back to that, it's very like it's emotionally
it's frustrating.
It's emotionally draining, like just seeing those situations day to day with like your friends and just like everyday people. Like it's very frustrating, and that was like a big like portion of what the theme of the record was about, just like dealing with those day to day struggles of like, hey, you know, not being in a band, like real life.
Right. Well, all right. So you guys have had a permanent lineup since the Walls Have Ears, right?
No.
No, were you not in the
Permanent lineup since What We Left Behind.
You weren't in the Walls Have Ears?
No.
He joined up in
Surprises me,
2008. Walls of Ears came out in 2007.
7, yeah.
And then that formation disbanded, and we brought in Brad in 2008.
That's fine. My apologies.
I
didn't know that wasn't even you. I really didn't at all. That's phenomenal. The transition there is very good. Well, what would you say your influence is? I guess this mostly counts towards you.
Okay.
In between that record and this new one that's about to come out, have your influences changed?
Me personally, like, I've gotten into a little more heavier stuff, but what's so crazy about like the whole, like the Walls Have Ears, that CD, was you had, I think it was 1, 2, how many people was in that lineup? Like 6 or 7?
6, I think.
6?
Yeah, it was 6.
Yeah, 6.
So, I mean,
Yeah, Corey.
you have say me, Patrick, and Brian wanting to go in one direction, and then you have these other people pulling you in another direction, and that's one of the things, that's why it wasn't working. Like, it got so hard to write songs because so many people want to go different directions, so that's why.
So understandable.
So that's why, members went, and we went on to into the pop punk direction that we wanted to go in, and then, we eventually met Brad, but my favorite band of all time, and has been for God knows how long, is Blink-182, Newfound Glory. See? But I like heavier stuff too. Like I like August Burns Red a lot. I've recently just gotten to stick to your guns.
Stick to Your Guns is good.
And
they playing here
back in the day.
soon, I think. They were playing here soon.
Yeah, with Ghost Inside.
Yeah,
That's Straight from the Path too.
Yeah. But I like old Fall Out Boy a lot. Those have always been my favorite bands. But I'm always getting into new stuff.